Imagine you are lost, deep in a cave with darkness so complete it feels like a heavy blanket. Then a spark. A single defiant flame flickers to life. It is not just light, it is warmth. It is hope. It is a guide. This tiny fire holds more value than all the gold in the world, because in that moment, it is everything. This is the first secret of true wealth. It is not a thing you find, buried in the earth or printed on paper. It is a fire you ignite within the darkness, a solution you forge when none exists. The universe does not hand you treasure. It presents you with a void, and it waits to see if you have the courage to fill it with light. Value is not a fact. It is a story we all agree to believe. Think of a simple piece of paper printed with green ink and a number. Why is this rectangle worth $100? It has no inherent power. You cannot eat it. It cannot build you a house. Its value is a shared spell, a collective dream we have all been hypnotized into accepting. We have woven a story around it, a story of trust, commerce, and potential. The same is true for a masterpiece painting. It is just canvas and pigment, yet we agree it is worth millions. The artist did not discover this value. They summoned it into existence with their vision, skill, and the sheer force of their will. The true warrior philosopher understands this magic. They do not wander the world with a metal detector, hoping to stumble upon something precious that someone else has lost. They are not prospectors. They are forges. They take the raw, worthless materials of chaos, confusion, and need, and they hammer them into something of immense worth. They see a problem not as a barrier, but as an empty stage waiting for a performance. They look at the world's needs and whisper, "I can solve that." This act of creation, of bringing order from chaos, is the most powerful spell a human can cast. It is the genesis of all true wealth. This power is not reserved for a select few. It is a fundamental human capacity. When an inventor sketches a design that will change how we communicate, they are lighting a fire. When a writer tells a story that changes how we see ourselves, they are casting a spell. They are not merely participating in the economy, they are bending reality to their will, creating new constellations of meaning and possibility where before there was only empty space. They are not just finding value, they are the source of it. They are the fire in the darkness, proving that the greatest treasures are not found, but forged. There are two ways to walk through this world. You can walk as a slave, or you can walk as a sovereign. The slave waits. They wait for permission. They wait for validation. They hold out their work and ask, "Is this good enough? What will you give me for it?" Their sense of worth is a reflection in someone else's eyes, fragile and forever shifting. They are a passenger in their own life, hoping the driver will take them somewhere wonderful. This path is one of anxiety and quiet desperation, a life spent begging for scraps of approval from a world that rarely gives it freely. The sovereign, however, does not ask. The sovereign declares. They stand before the world not with a question, but with a statement. "I am valuable." This is not arrogance. It is a profound act of creation. It is the understanding that your unique skills, your vision, and your very existence are the raw materials of wealth. The sovereign knows that value is not granted by others. It is generated from within and then recognized by the world. They do not wait for a crown to be placed upon their head. They forge their own crown from their certainty and their competence, and they wear it with the quiet confidence of a ruler. Consider the heroes from our modern myths, figures like Howard Rourke from The Fountainhead. He was an architect who refused to compromise his vision. He did not ask the world what kind of buildings it wanted. He showed the world what buildings were possible. He knew his work had value, not because a committee approved it, but because it was a pure expression of his genius. He was a sovereign of his own reality. He understood that begging for acceptance was a form of spiritual death. True power and true wealth comes from this internal alignment, this unbreakable belief in the worth of what you create. This is the essential shift in mindset that separates the creator from the consumer. It is the difference between being a thermometer that simply reflects the temperature of the room and a thermostat that sets the temperature. Are you reflecting the world's valuation of you, or are you teaching the world how to value you? The sovereign's path begins with a simple, powerful declaration, whispered first to yourself and then broadcast to the universe through your actions. My work matters. My vision is clear. I am the source of the value you seek. Once you declare your value, you must give it a name. This is the act of pricing. It is not just a number, it is a signal. It is a story you tell the universe about your own worth. When you set a price, you are not just asking for money, you are teaching people how to treat you. A low price whispers, "I am not very confident. I am easily replaced. I am just like everyone else." It attracts bargain hunters and doubters, those who are drawn to the cheap, not the magnificent. Racing to the bottom is a fool's errand. It is a competition to become the most forgettable, the most commoditized version of yourself. In contrast, a high confident price is a magnetic force. It sings a different song. It says, "What I offer is rare. It is transformative. It is the result of mastery." This does not mean you can simply invent a number out of thin air. The price must be anchored in overwhelming value. This is the secret of the Grand Slam offer. You must create a solution so powerful, so complete, and so desirable that the price becomes a secondary thought. You must stack the value so high, with your expertise, your guarantees, your unique process, that the client feels like they are the one getting the better end of the deal. They aren't just buying a service, they are buying a guaranteed outcome, a new future. Think of it like this: anyone can sell a pile of bricks, but a true architect sells the dream home. They sell the vision of family dinners, of safety, of a life well lived. The price of the bricks is irrelevant next to the value of the dream. This is what it means to escape the commodity trap. You are not selling your time by the hour. You are selling a transformation. When you do this, raising your price does not push people away. It commands respect. It filters out those who do not see the value and attracts those who do, the clients and partners who are ready for the best. This is the alchemy of commerce. You take your inner certainty and you transmute it into an external number. And then you stand by it. The universe will test you. People will question you. But if your offer is truly a grand slam and your belief in it is unshakable, the world will eventually learn the lesson you are teaching. It will learn to meet your price. You are not just a participant in the market, you are a force that shapes the market. You teach the universe your worth, and with time and consistency, the universe learns to listen. True wealth is not something you chase, it is something you radiate. It is the natural consequence of becoming a person of immense value. It is the fusion of inner mastery and outward action. Consider the great creators, the Reardons of the world who invent a new metal, or the innovators who build systems that serve millions. They do not think about getting rich. They think about solving problems on a massive scale. They focus on building one-to-many solutions, creations that can deliver value to thousands or even billions of people simultaneously, long after they are gone. Their wealth is a byproduct of the incredible leverage they create. This is the path of the architect, not the laborer. The laborer trades their time for money, 1 hour for 1 wage. It is a linear, finite game. The architect, however, designs a blueprint once. That blueprint can then be used to build countless skyscrapers. They create an asset, an idea, a system, a product, a work of art that works for them, decoupled from their time. This is the essence of building a legacy. It is about creating something that continues to solve a problem and therefore generate value, whether you are present or not. Abundance flows to those who build these engines of value. This radiation of abundance begins within. It is born from a fierce purpose, a relentless dedication to mastery, and an ethical commitment to creating real solutions. You cannot fake it. The universe has a way of knowing. If your primary goal is to extract, to take, to get yours, you will forever be scrambling. But if your primary goal is to create, to give, to solve, then wealth becomes an inevitable echo of the value you put out into the world. It is not begged for, it is commanded. It is not hoped for, it is embodied. You become a beacon, and the resources you need are drawn to your light. So, the final question is not what you will do, but who you will become. Will you remain a watcher, waiting for permission, hoping for a treasure map to fall into your lap? Or will you pick up the tools of the Creator? Will you become the magician who learns to weave their will into the fabric of reality, turning ideas into empires and certainty into currency? The fire is waiting to be lit. The void is waiting to be filled. The world is waiting for your decree. The path of the warrior philosopher is open. Will you walk it?